making hay. Here's the hay. That alfalfa we're baling went up real nice. Very pretty. Good leaf pattern. This field's a little old, I can tell just by looking at the hay itself. The stems are a little bigger, but still, this is great feed. It'll be interesting to see when I get to the other end when they're baling, as it was getting hot, how well the steamers were able to keep up with making pretty hay. Now I'm going to jump in this retriever truck. Call them retrievers, that's what they're called. They retrieve hay out of the field. Hauser also calls them a stack retriever. So anyways, there's 3 stacks in a small field. I'm not going to take a semi and a squeeze just for 3. So, there isn't. Yeah, there is. We weigh every single stack that gets brought in. I was making sure there's a book to write the scale, the weight down. And there is one. It's so hard to film in that retriever. There's no metal. There's nowhere to set this, so I really didn't show you guys anything cool. I'll show you something I'm working on, though. Let me turn this light on. Always working on projects, right? Crunching numbers, seeing what works, what doesn't. The most recent one you guys saw was that farm out in Rainbow. That's not happening anytime. I say Rainbow, that valley, the farm I'd be putting back in commission. That's not going to happen. I'll tell you why. Well, it's not going to happen anytime soon. Right now, electricity is extremely expensive. A lot of people commented, several people comment, I thought your power came from the nuclear plant, which nuclear power is cheap energy. It is. However, Buckeye has been around. The nuclear power plant's only been here since 1988. Buckeye has been buying power, using power, a long time before 1988. So the APS, our power company, they buy power off the open market. They buy power. They've got contracts made all over the place. Well, as Lake Mead has gone down and they're letting less water out of the Hoover Dam, less electricity is coming from hydropower, which is extremely cheap because it's just the flow of water that runs those turbines. Well, electricity is a commodity, so now there's less power there, so the power everywhere else has gone up, supply and demand. So the power out there, sorry, long story long, it's going to cost about $180 an acre foot just to get water on that. So let's say worst case scenario, I'm only able to get 7 acre foot on that ground. So 7 times 180, that's $1,200, $1,260 in water alone on per acre. Then worst case scenario, I only get 7 tons off the acre. Right now, we figure it costs us about $55 a ton to harvest. That's $385 plus the 12. So I'm at $1,580 per acre. Now I've got to haul all that in. So $1,585, what did I just say? 7 tons per acre times, it's kind of far out there. I'm going to pay myself $25 a ton to haul it. It's an extra 17. So that could put, or 175. So that puts us at, we were at 15 earlier, 16. So now I'm at 1,700 per acre. That doesn't include any fertilizer, any weed control. That doesn't include planting that stuff. So I'm going to be well over $2,000 per acre. Now you start doing, let's just pick that easy number, $2,000. So that's 7 tons per acre. I like to do worst case scenarios, right? What's 2,000 divided by 7? So on average, I have to sell that hay for $285 a ton, average. Where right now we're on average selling it for like $360, I think. I think we're about to take a big drop. I think it's going to drop down to where we're selling for $280 pretty soon. So I can't take that risk. That's just too big of a risk for and for something to compare that to. Our district right here, we buy water out of the canal where we're 37, 30, 45. I don't remember. We're like we're around $40 an acre foot. So $40 to 180. That's too much. So if I could get this, if power would drop back down, and I could pump water for and two, like I was saying earlier, that doesn't include rent. It costs another $300. I got to pay off the power in infrastructure for like $350 per acre per year. So, oh my gosh. So anyways, just it's just not going to work right now. But anyways, if power would get down to like $100, or well, I really wanted around $70 or less. If it would get to be $70 an acre foot or less, then we would be pulling the trigger. But while we're at 185, and historically $70 an acre foot was kind of the high mark. So it could get back there, but until then, that farm project is not going through. But I'm working on something else. My dad and I had a discussion because we can't put that farm in. It's not. We could put it in. It's just not feasible. It's too expensive. Ground cheap. The cheapest ground around here is probably like $10,000 an acre. That's in a floodplain. Has no prospect of ever being houses put into it or anything. So we can't afford to buy farm ground. That's just not going to happen. So, but I don't want to stop growing. I want to grow. I want to grow. I want to grow. Like, I want to be able to do something with my life and my legacy. I want to build a store. So a friend came out. He runs a big feed store. I was like, what would be right now our store where you come in and buy clothing? It's like 900 square foot. It's pretty small. My office is pathetic. It's another 700 square foot or less. And so I had a friend come out, and he's got a 13,000 square foot feed store. And I asked him, what would you do? What would you do it here? And he said, this is a great location. I love it. This is how my area used to be. He said minimum 15,000 square foot. So he wants me to go from 900 square foot to 15,000. We walk around. I've got a barn where we park equipment and put our bagged feed and stuff. That's about 13,000 square feet. Well, 15,000 square feet, including the bagged feed area. So he said, can't you turn these barns into your store? Yeah, actually, why not? So I've been working on that project, which it sounds easy, but I've never built anything. And so like I've just been getting numbers, and that's a lot harder. It's pretty hard to have someone give you like an estimate on something. And I called the electrician. I was like, hey, can you help me? I need an estimate. He's like, okay, give me everything, your wish list on what you like. Are you going to have an ice cream machine in that store? Like, I don't know, maybe one day. Let's put on the list. You ever going to have a washer and a dryer in there? No, but I guess maybe like one day, who knows? Like, put it on the list. So he wants to know how many outlets I'm going to have, how many fans, how many lights, are we going to have because I'm also building a bigger office. I want to build a 2,700 square foot office. I want to go from a 700 square foot to 2,700 square foot. And this is what I've been playing with. These pink sticky notes represent objects in the office. So, so my poor dad, he's never had his own office. We share this big room. Lisa sits there. Farah, the CPA, sits where I'm sitting. My dad sits there. Liz sits there. My stuff's on top of that filing cabinet. We've got all this crap. There's our kitchen. Anytime we have a big meeting, this is the meeting room, and it's kind of embarrassing. It's pretty pathetic, to tell you the truth, but it's worked. Then we've got this area right here. This is where Yesenia sits. My grandpa comes in, and Jerry. But like, this isn't all the clothes. You're like, crap, that's where all my clothes get. No, I got a whole nother building for that. But like, this is all stuff we put out in the store. It's a pretty pathetic setup. So I've been playing around with this whole idea. So I give my dad his own room, 19 by 19. He gets his own his own restroom because he's never had his own restroom. I think it'd be cool to have your own restroom with a big exec meeting desk. I call it like a boardroom desk, right? Like a boardroom. If you have a big meeting boardroom, he's got a cool desk that's L-shaped. His own restroom, a door out to the shop is actually right there. The door to the rest of the office. Then another 19 by, I forget what this is, like 19, almost 19 by 30 to here. It's just more of an open space. I could have my desk here. Brian gets a desk. Yesenia gets a desk for packaging up all the orders you guys make. A row of filing cabinets on our wall. Our filing cabinets randomly here, and over there. It's frustrating. They're everywhere. Like printers there, computers there, security there. This place is a mess. So like I've really put a lot of several weeks into this actually, which is embarrassing, but only a couple hours at a time. I call this the hub. Lisa's desk. Lisa's the main office manager. Farah, she's the CPA, and Liz does a lot of more of the paperwork, I guess. So I put them together, which this is another 19 by 19 room. A lot of space between them. A lot of space for printers can be set here, wherever. I was even thinking you could put them like in the middle. Then like I could run a power to the middle or whatever. And doors that come to the store. Some filing cabinets here, but then a massive 27 by 12 storage room, which most of this would be, I think, clothing and hats and whatnot. And then I love this. So in the storage room is where I put the restroom. Our restroom now is like right here. Everyone's there. So you're in there like, man, I hope I don't fart or make a lot of noise, or this thing better not stink or whatever. I personally don't use it because I'm like, I do not want to just ruin these ladies' day, because it's all women in here. I'm a guy, so I have massive, like famously massive dumps, right? So anyways, so I put the bathroom in the storage. So you've got to like leave the whole office, go through here, shut the door, go in here, shut that door, boom. You have like legit privacy, which to me, when you have a bunch of people in the office, I think that's very nice. Anyways, then we've got a kitchen, which is pretty big, 19 by whatever that is. 19 by 19 again. Yeah, 19 by 19, 19 by 19, 19 by 19. This is bigger, but it's very open. Like it's got this front room with 2 couches. So then like you can, like if I'm, a lot of you guys come to visit me. I think I had more than 20 visitors this winter. Like how cool is that? Which I never talked about, right? You guys can come here. I'm here, my dad's here, my grandpa's here. If I'm not here, my dad's usually here. If my dad's not here, I'm here. So, but if you come here, there's a possibility you're either going to meet my dad, myself, or my grandpa, or all 3 of us. You never know. So I thought how cool it'd be to have an area where I could meet with someone and they're not standing awkwardly in my office. They're interrupting everything else. So anyways, whatever. But put a area to sit down and chat with people. And I've always wanted a full kitchen. We do with birthdays and stuff. We're always doing something in here, it seems like. So it'd be nice to have a kitchen, especially when I think about the future of this place as well. I want to create something where people want to work and enjoy working, because this is just the office. Now I'm going to have 10,000 square foot of store space. So we will have several people working in there too. So knowing they can come in here, have their lunch, sit down, not have people, bugging them, and actually have a nice place to sit and eat. And I've got 2 restrooms for this 10,000 square foot store, 2 fitting rooms for that. So this is what I've been working on. Here's the shape of everything. It sits more like this, I guess. There's the store. 9,400. Sorry, I rounded up and said 10. This will be the bagged feed area. Currently, we haul the bagged feed the bagged feed's actually already in here. We haul it from there over to the barn where we sell it. And that is, 1, it's not very efficient. 2, there's a lot of product loss every time you pick it up. 1, it costs money, efficiency. 2, bags fall off. Bags get torn by the forklift. They stab it on accident. It's a pain. So what'll be nice though, and a lot of bags get stolen. So right now you walk through the bagged feed to the store. They'll go in there and they'll tell the young men working, oh, Put 3 in my truck. I'm gonna go buy 3. Okay, we put 3 in his truck. We've changed that. That's not how it is anymore. He has to see a receipt before he puts anything in a vehicle. Just the other day, someone walked in, walked out. They said, "Oh, I paid for 2 of that chicken feed." Oh, okay, let me see your receipt. Oh, I don't have it. Kid says, "Well, it's in your hand. Isn't that your receipt?" Oh, it is. Like, oh, let me see it. Sir, it doesn't say anything about the chicken feed on here. Oh, well, oh, I must have forgot. He said, "Do you want to go in and pay for it?" No, I'm fine. He just leaves. That guy was getting steal 2 bags of chicken feed, which we keep in inventory. We estimate every month we probably get anywhere from 80 to 120 bags stolen. Every months are different, but it's ridiculous, the theft. So anyways, long story long, people will then walk in and there'll be a big board and they'll see all the products, the bag feed products. They will pick their bag feed product. There'll be a radio. So a radio in there. That person will then this kid will either carry it out through a door or will tell this car to go around. My buddy that has the other feed store, the car has to go around and pick it up. He says it's better that he doesn't want the customers in there at all, the liability, insurance purposes. He says you just don't, and theft, you just don't want customers in there. So he said just radio through, tell them, all right, drive around back. They already drove around and got hay probably. They're used to driving. So he said just go do that. So these barns are already exist. The only thing that we'll do bigger is, or the office is going to be, I'm going to extend it out and it will be bigger. So we can have 2,800 square foot office. So that's what I've been working on. And it does have challenges, especially Buckeye. Phoenix is growing so fast. Everyone is extremely busy. So especially working with the power company, wanting to get power over here, getting, what's it even going to cost? Like it's hard to get them to get back with me. Yeah. So anyways, challenges, but my dad's pretty well for it. What's great, since we hired Farrah, the CPA, we really didn't know how successful the store was because everything, the farming, the hay sales, everything kind of blended together. At least I had a pretty good grasp, but Farrah really was able to split it out and show us that, hey, your store is pretty successful. Like it wouldn't be a bad thing to grow. So, but we originally had a little plan of, let's add on 2,000 square feet. And we're like, wow, that's a lot. And then that friend of mine came out and he said, no, if like 10,000, like, and 2, we were just gonna keep adding on. Where this office is right now in our store, it's our old shop. It's like 80 years old or more, and so it's been like a Frankenstein of add on here, add on there. It would get to a point where we would be stuck with this awkward, funky building. Or if I go here, it's very big, open space. It's going to be very industrial. It's going to look like we're in an old barn. I'm going to spray foam the ceiling, paint it black, just some UFO lights, and you'll see the air duct. So I do it in very industrial, keep it very agriculture, but that's what I'm working on outside of all the other stuff we do. And sometimes I come in here and my videos don't show the end of the day because I'm in here doing stuff like this or working on inventory stuff. We're always working on inventory stuff. Yesterday I was fighting the stupid skunk, and then this security system, I don't understand. There's certain things it does and won't do, and it's driving me nuts. So sometimes it's stuff it's not worth filming. But anyways, so that's what I'm working on right now. But my goal is to have a super cool place for one, the community, and then 2, the store. Yeah, and like I said, just trying to build a legacy for myself and something to give my kids. Especially, we can't afford to buy ground when we're competing with housing and industrial use. It's just impossible. So let's build something else. And since Buckeye's exploding, might as well build something where they can come and spend money, pretty much. Anyways, well, thanks for watching the show. I hope you guys liked it. Don't forget, well, you know what to do. Subscribe, all those things. And now, a word from our sponsor. Fellas, performance is important. And if you can't perform, then you can't perform. So if you're like me and you had some problems performing, do what I did. call up PDI, Performance Diesel Incorporated. They will help you with all your diesel performance needs. Turbos, they make their own turbos. This dude has his own facility in LA. I was like, why did you buy this facility in LA? Well, first of all, he's based out of Utah, and LA has facilities like turnkey, boom, bought it ready to go. So they make turbos, they make exhaust manifolds, they make intake manifolds, they make, I don't even know all the stuff they make, to tell you the truth. The programmers and everything is made in the U.S. He told me there's one thing we cannot make here. It's not that they haven't tried. They have tried to do it, but I think it's a little computer chip, he told me. It's little chips. They just got to... Anyways, but everything else... I said, you're a liar. Those little screens, those monitors that you put in there on the dash to controls, like those have to be made in China. Nope, made in Utah. So, wow, that's gnarly. So anyways, PDI, Performance Diesel Incorporated, awesome product, awesome stuff. I've already got one truck with all their stuff. I can't wait to have the second one. The other trucks just aren't cool enough, so they're not going to get it. So we'll just have two. We'll probably end up with three probably. But I don't know, the Detroit's a little old. There's only certain things he can do to it. But anyways, check out PDI if you have a semi. Hopefully one day they'll get into small diesels, because I would love to have some performance on my pickup. Thanks, PDI.